was really raw, but when Jackie asked me to share, I was really thinking about what I do to qualify these ladies. And honestly, I don't have anything earth-shattering to share with you that you haven't already heard, but here's what's worked for me. So in our conversation before she joins, I set the expectation that a launch party is non-negotiable. That is part of what we do as a consultant when we join 31. And I think that right there gets her in the groove that, okay, if I'm going to join 31, I'm doing a launch party, because I feel like those people that don't do a launch party tend to be the ones that are less likely to qualify, or the ones that take longer to qualify. And I want her qualified right away, because I want to build on her excitement of joining 31 and getting that pink box. I want her to get those wishes rewards, because once we have some wishes rewards, we want more wishes rewards, right? So I want her to get really excited. So launch party to me is non-negotiable. Now, can I force someone to have a launch party? No, but I do set that expectation that, okay, we do a launch party and I will help you with your launch party. So I tend to offer to run the launch party for them as though it were my party. However, she gets the party as her own. She gets the hostess rewards, so she gets to double dip right there and gets the paycheck and the hostess rewards to start her off strong. That's something that I feel is really important, because then I can model how I do a party, and then she has a really strong start and is able to, you know, learn from what I do and hopefully move forward with, you know, what she likes that she saw. And maybe she might go, you know what, I don't like this part of what you do, so I'm not going to do that. And that's okay too. But at least she can get an idea of what a party looks like. Before she joins, we also have a big chat about wishes, because again, that is a huge carrot to chase right off the bat to get qualified. So what can wishes do for her? Here's what 200 wishes points can get you. What are you hoping for? You know, do you want that new Miles of Style purse? Are you saving for a Disney vacation? Do you need a new fridge? You know, like whatever it is that this can do for you, how can these wishes for rewards help? Because we want to set that goal for her, that this is achievable, this is attainable. So let's make it happen. So like I said, I do run her launch. And I hostess coach her like I would any other hostess. So I give her the verbiage to send her friends. I set up the party link for her. I basically treat her like I do any other hostess. Again, I'm modeling this for her, so she has this moving forward. She can copy and paste what I've done on her party and use that for her future parties as well. After her party, I let her know, you know, once she submitted her first party, I let her know how close she is to qualifying. So, and I use wishes kind of as that conversation piece. Like, you're only $200 in sales away from earning your first level of wishes rewards. This is so exciting. You know, do you have any parties set up? How can I help you hit that level? Because I want you to not earn just 200 wishes rewards, but that's that first level to qualifying. And then of course we want to do that as soon as possible, because you have 4+ months of wishes rewards to earn. So we don't want to wait and do your launch in 2 months. We want to do it right away, because we want to maximize and get you as many wishes points as we possibly can. For those that are saying, like I do have one right now who's saying, well, let's do my launch party at the end of April, because we have spring break and you know, life happens in the spring, and that's what's going to work for her. And I said, that's totally fine, but don't wait to launch. So just because your official launch isn't till the end of April, don't wait. Like, share those March specials right now. Get your VIP group going. Let's do a Facebook party to get everybody excited about the new catalog. So I'm really encouraging her that even if her official launch party isn't right away, let's get the conversation going. Let people know that you're a consultant. Show them your pink box when it arrives, and let's get that conversation going so that we're not waiting to earn those wishes points.
Yay! Thank you so much for sharing. Congrats on your results.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see, Terry. All right, Miss Terry Childers, so you had 13 of your 16 qualify last year. Share that wisdom with the group.
Okay, well, I kind of have a multi-step approach, and I kind of had to come up with this, I don't know, I think it was a couple years ago when we had a big like $1 enrollment or something, and a whole bunch of people joined my team at the same time, and I was getting lost. Like I couldn't keep up. And so I actually have it all scripted out for me so that I know what I'm doing. But it's basically 3 steps. First, and by the way, I didn't come up with it completely on my own. I think Carissa Goodlet has left the call, or at least she took her video off. But we do everything together. I joined under her, but we kind of lead our teams together in our whole lineage. So we kind of developed this together. So I just want to give her a little shout out. Anyway, we have we call it our Getting Started 101. Basically, it's just a document on our end, but it's basically all the steps, things that you need to do or to help her do in her first week, essentially. It's all those basic things, setting up your website and looking on TOT, signing up for a new consultant webinar, all the things that hopefully they're doing. I mean, and all of that is on TOT, but you have your girls who get on there and look it all up and do it, and then you have your other girls. And then if you don't kind of give it to them, they don't do it. I don't know, I'm going to say that probably 10 of those 16 that joined last year were those kind, and they needed that extra help. And so I just kind of baby step them through it, but they seem to really respond well to that. And it also just helps me to know where they're at in the process, because we are back and forth every day. Okay, here's what you do now. Okay, I did that. Here's what you do now. Okay, I did that. And then when they have questions and that. So again, it's just a document. It's nothing fancy, but it has all the steps that we use that first week to get them started. And then we do the launch party. Just like we just talked about. And, it's so funny, like Angela was like, oh, I was going to say that. So she said most of the same things, but, which is awesome. I love that. So most of my business is on Facebook. So I would say 90% of my team is not local. So if they are local, I do try to do a home party launch with them too. But most of my girls, I'm launching them on Facebook and then encouraging them to do their own home party. So I have, again, a script for my Facebook launch party that I do for them, just like Angela said she does as well. I do it the same way. I run it, but she's the consultant, she's the hostess. And I'm using that to also train her for the future on how to do her own Facebook parties and effective hostess coaching and all of that. So I'm teaching her how to be a consultant at the same time. So I feel like it's kind of like a win-win. It's setting her up strong in the beginning, but it's also working as a training for down the road. And my Facebook script that I use for her launch is a little bit different than what I would do for a regular party, because I have it really focused on her and the fact that she joined and that we want her family and friends to support her and getting her bookings. So we do want sales also. So we do obviously talk about that and products, but we really focus in on getting her a lot of bookings at that party, because that gets her set strong too. So the launch party is obviously humongous. And then lastly, we, like I mentioned, Carissa, oh, she's back. Hi, Carissa. We, as a lineage, have these groups that we set up each month for our new consultants. So, everyone who joined in February is in our February new consultant bootcamp type group. And we keep them in there for their whole, whatever's going on. Right now we have wishes, so it's like a 5-month thing. We keep them in there for that 5-month time period, and we do all kinds of things in there. CER, reminding them about wishes. Every week, Carissa does an update to let them know where everybody's at with their wishes. We have tons of videos that we have done over the years of, just tips and tricks and basics that you need to know when you're getting started. If we find videos elsewhere that like you guys have done or that we find on TOT, we have those, and we have all that pinned at the top. It's kind of like a wealth of knowledge, a place where they can go in the beginning when they're kind of overwhelmed with like all the stuff there is on Facebook that they could learn from, and TOT. Some of them get really overwhelmed, so we found that putting all this in one safe group, if they can't handle anything else, they know that's where they can go for all of that. And that's also where we do all their CER and encouragement for them. So, and they kind of get to know each other in there too, and sometimes that they get kind of like a little launch buddy, which kind of helps them, down the road too. So those are 3 things we do: the getting started that first week, the launch party, and then that monthly group that takes them beyond kind of into their first 5 months.
Awesome. Real quick, Terry, what do you do specific? So I know it's obviously, and I loved hearing you say that it's so important for them to get bookings from their lunch party. And you don't hear that enough. We don't talk about that enough. It's not just their lunch party, but getting bookings from their lunch party has to be a focus. How do you help them get their bookings at that lunch party? Like, let's say a home party. How do you help them get bookings?
Well, if it's a home party, if I was able to be there, if I'd be leading the party, I would just be, I guess I look at it like when I am not the consultant, I am there as her director, her sponsor. I am like her cheerleader. So I feel like I can kind of say whatever I want. And so I just lay it out. I'm like, I'm here to help this girl who you know and love. get started. I don't know you guys, but you love her and I love her. So we want her to get started. So who's going to help her get started by having a party for her? Because if we don't get her any parties, she's not going to be able to have this business. And by this point, she's probably shared her why, so they kind of know why she's doing this. And everybody's like, well, of course we're going to help her. I mean, we love her. We want to help her, you know. And I do tell her, you don't want to go into your business for the rest of your business asking people to book to help you, because that is not why people should book parties. But in the beginning, when you're talking with your family and friends, a lot of them, they will do it for that reason. That's a good reason to get them kind of behind you. So I just really talk a lot about supporting her, encouraging her, helping her, and just really getting the focus all on her. And they seem to be like, well, yeah, of course. Why would I not? And I do the same thing. My Facebook party I have, I do a live welcome video at the beginning, and that's pretty much what I say. You know, I talk about her, why she's here, while they're here, and how important it is that they do this. And then I have several posts throughout the script that also bring it back to that. And I ask them right out, like, who's going to do it? And then if nobody comments, I just tag them like, oh, Jen, are you going to host? Oh, Melinda, can you help her out? Leslie, when will it be good for you to do it? Like, because I can do that, because these are not my friends, and I'm never going to talk to them again. So.
Love it. And then one more follow-up question. So then how do you coach her at those parties to get her own bookings that you're not a part of?
Okay, well, another shout out to Carissa Goodlet, who taught me that at every party, you ask everybody. And you just, and we have kind of, or we've at least tried to with our new girls, that we teach them that that is what you do. We don't say, here's a suggestion, or here's what some people do. We just say, this is how you do it. Now, we know that they don't all end up doing what we tell them. But if you set like that expectation, like, all right, so when you're at a home party and you're checking out, the first thing you do is offer them the business opportunity. Then you offer and, you know, ask if you can do a party for them. Then you talk about the order. Like, we teach it to them that way. And at least some of them it sticks. You know what I mean? So I guess it's more just an expectation. And then the same thing with the Facebook parties. It's, you're not sitting right in front of them, so that can be a little more difficult. But, you know, I just talk with her about different ways that during the party to get the bookings, you don't close the party without any bookings. I know that's Amy Neal's big thing, is you never close a party if you don't have a booking to replace it, or else you're going to go out of business. So I think just telling them that in the beginning, like it's a no-brainer, they just go forward with, like, this is how you do it. They don't know that there's any other way.
Thank you so much, and congrats on your results. And thank you from everyone for always being so willing to share all of your resources. We know you're the queen of detail and putting things together, so thank you. All right, guys, so Melinda Hughes Rorapow. You're up, girl. Let me see. Share your best practices for your stats here. You sponsored 13 people and qualified 10 of them for an almost 77% qualification rate.
Okay. So the first thing that helped me was coming off of Leadership University was mindset. I knew that I had to grow my team, and I knew the only way to do that was to recruit and keep them and qualify them. So one of my biggest things was just knowing that I had to, and, you know, getting in the mindset and the gears to do it. So I got busy, got home from LU, got busy. And then when a new person would join, you know, kept asking, got back to my list of, I know everybody, well, at least I keep a running list of people that have talked about joining with the opportunity. So, you know, get to that list, make the connections to them, get their launch party going like the girls said. The only thing that I do the call outs like Terry said to if they're local, I'm showing up at their home party, and I do the call outs and saying, you know, listen girls, you need to book for her. She needs to try to make a go at this. And then if they're thinking about it, that's where I say, well, let's host a party. You know, all goes well, you keep it. And I just, you know, help you do it. If it doesn't go well, I'll keep the party and you just get the hostess rewards. And I think what seals the deal on this one is when I say, hey, girls, listen up. I had so much fun with you today. Trisha has been thinking about joining my team and, you know, having fun like this. Who would host a party for Trisha if she was a consultant? Raise your hand. And when that Trisha, I mean, it just happened to me. When she saw the hands raised, she was like, well, this is a no-brainer. And, you know, here's the thing. I've already handed her a party that is her first party. Now, we're smart, we're SDs. You need to make sure you account for that in your party count per month. That way you're not depending on that one party or that, 2 parties and you've taken and given one away. I don't feel like it's giving it away. I have a director on my team that just can't seem to fathom this, but I try to explain to her, make sure you're double booking, or, that it's a potential. So, you should, use it as a potential. And I think what has helped with that is that I also, after LU last year, decided to go back to the home party. So my party calendar beefed up tremendously. So I didn't have to worry about taking that party away. And then, I just focused on touching base with her twice a week on it. And, when I got in this mindset, it was February. And what was the super bonus was Wishes. Then when Wishes was rolled out in June, it's like a no-brainer. Like, I feel like I get a $200 bonus every time I qualify somebody. Sometimes I use it for product. Other times I use it as a Visa card. And I was able to pay for Christmas in cash this holiday season, with a Visa card. $1,500 worth of Visa cards I took to the, got and just bought and bought and bought. And my kids had a wonderful Christmas this year. But so, putting a tangible idea with the Wishes, it's impactful, totally impactful for us, and them, the Wishes. So those are just my thoughts on the whole process. Basically, wrapping your mind around it, putting something to it, whether it be team growth or the extra bonus of the $200 Visa gift card or, the $400 in product, whatever it is, but just, wrapping your mind at it and getting to work.
Love that. Thank you, Melinda. Fantastic. And then Leslie Brewer, congrats on let me find you here, on qualifying 15 of your 20 that you sponsored last year. What are some tips that worked for you?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
I have a new computer, so sometimes I feel like it sounds like I'm in a box, so sorry. First of all, I'm just so overwhelmed right now because all of you are here and the Terry is here. And I just need to tell you right now that you have changed my business. And I don't want to cry, but I'm probably going to because that's what I do. But anyway, I have a 2-year-old and I used to spend all my time trying to get my script down for my own parties and for my girls' launch parties. I never felt like it was good enough. So I was just reinventing all the time. And now you have given me something that I'm confident with and it works. And I can schedule it on Sunday and I can hold my kid and watch cartoons during the week. So thank you so much. And I'm so happy I'm getting to say that to a person. Okay. Cool. All right. I just needed to say that. I never message you that and you feel what I felt, but I just needed you to know that. Okay. Okay. So I do basically what everyone else has been saying, and thank you for all the tips. I've never taken so many notes in my life. I also wanted to add that on my team page, I think it was Terry that said she had a lot of girls come in at one time. I got really overwhelmed with that. I mean, obviously, I just told you why, but I felt like I was answering the same questions over and over and over and trying to remember what to train them on, and I was just losing track. So I did a little, I don't know if y'all can see this, but this is on my team page, and it just says new consultant check-in. And I have 11 bullets of just downloading the app. You should have this many 3 to 4 parties booked before, when you join. I do your launch program, just very simple steps, and it looks overwhelming, but I tell them baby steps, we'll go through it together. And then that gives me something to follow up with them. I just go one at a time and say, hey, have you completed number 1? Let's work on number 2 tomorrow and I'll check back in. Let me know if you need some help. So that's one thing that I do. So everything that I want to text them is right there. So when my girls have new girls come in, they immediately tag them there, and they are coached to, make sure you're going through these day by day so it's not overwhelming. So that's one thing I do. And then when I was at Leadership Summit, Brandy Black was at my table. I'm not under her or with her in any way, but she was telling me about a race to the queue, like race to qualification. I loved it. I took some notes. I got home. I didn't want to bother her by asking her about it, so I just kind of like did my own thing with it. But basically, if I have more than one girl join at a time, which, I mean, that's not always the case, but I'll grab someone else on my team that's had a recruit. I always offer them, you know, do you need some help, whatever. So we'll get them in a group message, and I put their sponsor in there with us. We talk, and then I don't know if you all can see this graphic, but I'm a visual person, and I love to make graphics. Like, I love to make graphics. I lay in bed at night, and I'm like, oh my God, this would be so cute, and I'll just sit and make graphics. So I make this little graphic, and it has their name and a little pink card. They all have a card. And the end of the line is $1,000, and then it goes up every like 2, 4, 6, 8, all the way to 1,000. So I put this in the group message. Sometimes there's 2 people, sometimes there's 6. But I can share that picture. I make it on Pic Collage. So anyway, even if they sell $1 that day, I will move their car up just a little and throw it in our group message and say, hey, look what Sarah did, blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm so proud of you. So then they start encouraging each other. It turns into like a friendly little battle, and sometimes we do like a battle of the consultant launch if they all want to do it online. Sometimes they're not into that. It just depends on the girl. Sometimes they do home parties, whatever. Sometimes the sponsor will do her launch for her girl, and then I'll do my own launch for mine, but we're still in that Facebook group message together. So kind of like you all were talking about putting like all your February girls together, that's kind of where we go. So I'm constantly giving them an update about how far their car is. And like, of course, whoever hits the finish line first gets something. It's usually like a Tervis or, you know, like a pack of order forms or something from me. But everyone wins when they hit the finish line. So anytime anyone hits $1,000 and becomes qualified, I'll send them Happy Mail. But they don't know that when they start. So everyone wins. Really, it's just the bragging rights that they're going for. So you'll see them in the group message start saying, you know, oh, I'm coming after you, girl. And then they are out asking for orders. There's nothing to hold them back. They're not nervous about it because they want to beat the other girl. And in the end, I always, always, always find these groups never stop. They keep talking in there, even if me and the sponsor aren't talking, and they've become accountability partners. And they don't even know what that is. So I have one right now. One girl has only sold $45, and the other girl sold $1,000. And now she's like coaching her. Okay. So I'm just like there for the ride, and I'm helping, but like she's learning how to coach someone, and just because she's loving on her. So that's one thing I do. I wrote some stuff down. And Terry's script. So not everybody has ScentShare. I don't know why. They should. I don't know. Whatever. But so my girls don't have ScentShare, and that's totally fine. I don't want them to have to like spend money if they don't want to spend money. I don't spend money either. I hate spending money on my business. I like to make money. I need to make money. I quit my job. It's, you know, whatever. So I know that they don't have ScentShare. So I made a group that I linked to my team page. So my team name is Brewer and Company. So I have a group linked to it called Brewer and Company Party Page. So I take Terry's script when she first releases it, and after I'm finished like gushing and getting it how I need it, I do all of her scripts. I start on Monday, and I do a 1-hour party on Thursday, and then follow up the next 2 days. So I take all of her stuff, and I take the names out and put a blank line in like she does. And I let it ScentShare to that party page so they can see when my posts go, the time frame I use, and the words that I say. So all they have to do is replace it with their hostess's name and her the times and her shopping link. So I urge them to have ScentShare, because then I can just send it right to them. As they get going, they do end up getting ScentShare, but at the beginning when they don't have it, I just like need them to see a party that's not their launch party. I need them to see an example. And I like for them to see it as it's rolling out, to see how I do the time frame. So that is actually posting right now this week for my girls, and they are doing their parties based on that. And after they do it once, then they've got it. So that's just something else I do because I try to think of myself, and I needed to see something done to know that it was okay and to know that it worked. So I need them to see something too, because I think that will help them along the way.
Love, love, love. I can't quit smiling, you guys. This is so awesome. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
And sharing your heart, pouring it into Terry. We were all feeling the same.
I feel like she's famous. I'm so excited.
Terry, look at the difference you're making. You are, girl. Okay. And then Alyssa Hummel, I want to give you your chance too. So you sponsored 12 in 2018 and qualified 10 for a rate of 83%. Anything else you want to add?
Okay, I did not know I was sharing. That's not fair.
So,
really for me, it's just about the relationship. Team culture is huge for me. And so, just like what everybody else said, if you have to handhold them. Failure is not an option. Success is non-negotiable. So really just starting that conversation from the beginning that we're in this together and that we're going to meet you where you are. I prefer if they're a home party girl, but Terry is teaching me how to be an online girl. I'm trying because I know that is a market that I'm missing. So whether it's setting up their VIP group or whether it's helping them host their launch party or it's really just meeting people where they are and continuing to be a cheerleader in their ear. I think that we have so many gals on our team who are like, I have to prove my husband wrong. Or, there's just so many of these people who want to win and we all want to be winners. And so creating that culture of success and coaching them to get there until they hit that reward. And let's do it month by month by month. I love the wishes thing because it's every month. And so every month we're creating this culture of, hey, two parties is $1,000 and that's an extra bonus plus a paycheck. Who doesn't love that? So that's all.
love it. Thank you.